everyone. Ready for a deep dive into ashwagandha?
Oh, yeah. It's everywhere these days.
It really is. We've got a blog post here all about it, plus the Wikipedia page on Withania somnifera, its official name,
Nice.
and even a note from a listener raving about a certain brand.
Oh, cool.
So we'll see what all the buzz is about, why it's such a popular adaptogen,
Right.
why people are choosing organic, the whole nine yards.
Sounds good.
So this blog post jumps right into ashwagandha being an adaptogen, all the great things it does. But I don't know about you, but
Yeah.
I need a little refresher on what an adaptogen, even an I is.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Adaptogens, well, they're basically natural substances that help our bodies deal with stress,
Okay.
but not just like chilling you out on the surface.
Right.
They actually work deeper, like with your hormones, your immune system, to get things back in balance.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. Think of it as like a support system helping you roll with the punches, whatever life throws at you.
I like that. So it's not just about feeling less stress, it's about helping your body handle the stress better overall.
Exactly.
Gotcha. But this blog post goes on and on about all these benefits, mental clarity, better sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Is ashwagandha really some kind of miracle cure?
Well, let's not get carried away.
Yeah,
It does show promise, but research is still, ongoing.
of course.
What's cool about ashwagandha is it seems to work on a bunch of different levels. There's research on how it might lower cortisol, which is our main stress hormone. And it also impacts things like GABA, a neurotransmitter that helps us relax.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a multi-pronged approach, which might explain why people report so many different benefits.
So it's tackling stress from all sides instead of just covering up the symptoms.
Right.
That's fascinating. Speaking of tackling things, we got this listener note about sacred nutrient ashwagandha, and they mentioned it has black pepper in it. They think that helps your body absorb it better.
Interesting. That actually kind of lines up with some science stuff. Black pepper has this compound called piperine.
Okay.
And piperine has been shown to increase how much of certain nutrients our body can actually use. So maybe this combo with black pepper really does make ashwagandha more effective. But, more research is always needed.
Makes sense. So maybe something to keep in mind when choosing a product. Now, this blog post also talks about all these different forms of ashwagandha, capsules, tinctures, teas.
Yeah.
Any one of those better than the others?
Well, it depends. They each have their own pros and cons. Capsules and tablets, those are convenient.
Sure.
They have a standard dose. You know exactly how much you're getting. Tinctures, some people say those are absorbed faster.
Oh.
And then teas, they're just got like a gentler, more chill experience.
Yeah.
So what works best just depends on your preference, how you want to incorporate it into your routine.
So, no one right answer. Find what works for you. Okay, but before we get too deep into the benefits, this blog post was big on choosing organic ashwagandha.
Right.
But why does that really matter?
That's super important. With herbal supplements, purity is key. The quality has to be top-notch. Going organic means you're avoiding all those nasty contaminants, pesticides, herbicides, things that aren't good for you.
Yeah, makes sense.
It just aligns with the whole idea of ashwagandha nourishing your body with good, clean stuff.
So, organic's not just about avoiding chemicals. It's about making sure you're getting the best quality ashwagandha possible.
Exactly.
Like our listener with the Sacred Nutrient brand, sounds like they're on the right track with that.
For sure. It's a good reminder to pay attention to where our supplements come from, what's actually going into our bodies.
Okay, so we've covered the basics of adaptogens, different forms of ashwagandha, and why organic matters.
Right.
But let's get down to it. What does the science actually say about the benefits? Can ashwagandha really live up to the hype?
Ooh, now that's the exciting part. Let's dive into that.
All right, hit me with the science.
Well, there's actually lots of studies that have shown ashwagandha can really help with anxiety and stress. It seems to work by changing how our HPA axis works.
Yeah,
That's our body's central stress response system.
Oh.
So by regulating cortisol and influencing those neurotransmitters, ashwagandha helps to create a calmer environment internally.
So it's not just feeling less stressed in the moment, it's helping your body handle stress better overall long term.
Exactly.
That's really cool. What about those other benefits that the blog post mentioned, like better sleep, more energy?
Yeah, those are areas where it also shows promise. Some studies have shown that it can help people sleep better, especially if they have insomnia or their sleep problems are tied to stress.
Right.
As for energy levels, ashwagandha itself isn't this stimulant,
Oh, okay.
but it can help fight fatigue by reducing stress and just making you feel better overall.
So it's not a quick burst of energy. It's more like helping your body have sustained energy by dealing with what's making you tired in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. It's a more holistic way to approach it.
I like that. Now, the Wikipedia page also mentions some research on ashwagandha's benefits for thinking.
Huh?
Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Sure. There's some evidence that ashwagandha might make our brains work better, especially when it comes to memory and attention.
Interesting.
It might be doing this by protecting brain cells from damage and improving how those neurons talk to each other.
Huh.
It's an area where more research would be really helpful, but the early findings are pretty interesting.
It is pretty amazing to think that this herb that's been around for so long could have such a big impact on our brains. It really shows you how powerful nature is.
I agree.
But before we get too excited, we have to remember that ashwagandha is not a magic solution, and it's not right for everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
The Wikipedia page does list some potential side effects, so we should talk about those too.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
For most people, ashwagandha doesn't cause any problems, but some people might have some mild side effects,
Okay.
like an upset stomach, maybe diarrhea or feeling sleepy. It's best to start with a small dose and slowly increase it. And you should always talk to your doctor before you start taking ashwagandha, especially if you have any health conditions or are taking other medications.
Always good advice, safety first. Are there any specific groups of people who should just avoid ashwagandha altogether?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
If you are pregnant or breastfeeding, you should avoid ashwagandha.
Okay.
There just isn't enough research yet to know if it's safe during those times. And people with autoimmune disorders should also be cautious. Ashwagandha might actually make their immune system more active, which could be a problem.
Got it. So ashwagandha seems like it could be a really helpful adaptogen with lots of potential benefits,
Yes.
but it's super important to be informed, to be careful, and talk to your doctor before adding it to your routine.
Definitely. And remember, even just learning about this stuff is a big part of the journey.
That's true.
As we discover more about ashwagandha and other adaptogens, we learn more about natural ways to heal and be well.
This deep dive has been so interesting. We've gone over ashwagandha's history, its potential benefits for stress, sleep, energy, even how we think. And we've talked about why organic is important and why talking to a doctor is key.
Right.
But before we finish up, I've got one last question to get you thinking.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ashwagandha has been around for centuries, and now it's getting super popular in the modern wellness world. So how do you think we'll understand and use adaptogens in the future?
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing to think about how this ancient knowledge and like the latest science can combine to create a whole new way of thinking about wellness.
Yeah.
Who knows what else we'll discover about adaptogen?
I know, right? It really shows you how important it is to keep learning, keep asking questions, keep being open to new ideas.
This deep dive has definitely got me thinking I'm going to be checking out more adaptogens for sure.
If you're thinking about trying ashwagandha after hearing this,
Just remember, choose organic, start slow with the dosage, and if you have any questions, definitely talk to your doctor.
great advice. And hey, if you find any awesome adaptogen mixes or if you have any like big breakthroughs on your own wellness journey,
Yeah,
tell us about it. We love hearing from you guys.
absolutely. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep being amazed by all the cool stuff out there.
Happy diving, everyone!